everybody, I'm back this week and we're going to do something in a regular size mug. I know, I haven't done that in forever. What we're going to do this week is a crab quiche, like a cheddar crab quiche. And like I said, all you need is a tiny mug. You're going to start by cracking one large egg right into your mug. Get rid of your eggshell. Get yourself a fork. Now you're going to need a tablespoon and a half of half and half. I know, I got one of those cool little measuring cups that does tablespoons and everything. Okay, there we go. We're putting a tablespoon and a half of half and half in with our egg. And we're going to whisk that while we take a teaspoon of butter and put it in the microwave for 25 seconds. We just want to get it melted. While we're doing that, we're going to whisk our egg into our half and half. Yeah, this recipe will puff up a little bit, but it's not very big to begin with. Okay, and while you're doing that, if your butter isn't quite melted yet, you're actually going to need 1/8 of a cup of fresh, tiny little chunked up fresh bread. What I like to do is go and buy a big roll. Let's get our butter. Okay, now take your teaspoon of melted butter and whisk it into your egg and half. Scrape out what's in the bowl. It's not going to make a very big pile, but okay. Whisk that in there. And okay, like I said, I got my roll here. What I like to do is rip open the fresh roll so that I can use the nice soft bread from inside and use the rest of that for something else. And you're just going to get your 1/4 cup and fill it up halfway. And it doesn't need to be very big chunks. Actually should be tinier chunks. And if you need more, just go back into the inside of your roll and get some more. I got a little bit of bread. Okay. Okay. Once you've got 1/4 of a cup, go ahead and put that in with, and just whisk it in. Now we need, and I already cut this up, and you can see, 2 little cherry tomatoes. You draw and quarter them. You're torturing them. No, you just cut them into quarters. And you only need 2 because, like I said, it's a small quiche, so you're not going to need very much. And just stir those in. Okay, what do we got next? Our crab meat. You can use imitation crab. You can use real crab. You can use whatever you want. I binged for this one, and I got real crab claw meat. So you need 1/4 a cup of that. So you're just going in. And if it's in bigger chunks, you're going to want to cut it up, or just even tear it up like I'm doing, and put it in tiny chunks. That's why if you get the imitation, which is perfectly fine, you're going to want to chop it up into smaller bits. And if anybody likes my really cool Dungeons and Dragons shirt this week, I went to Gabriel Brothers. It was $6. I like that store. You really never know what you're going to find, and half the time the stuff you see is good for a laugh. You'll find some of the weirdest stuff. but every now and then you'll find a good deal. So, take your 1/4 cup of awesome crab meat and go ahead and dump that in with everything else. And you ought to have plenty left to make it several times. The lid fits on there really tight. Okay. Anyway, after your crab meat, we need our seasoning, which is 1/4 tablespoon, and I already measured it out, of seafood seasoning. Just enough to give it a really good flavor. And then you need a tablespoon of grated cheddar. If you can either grate it yourself or use the fine shredded that you can buy in stores. Don't use the big shredded because it might not melt as well. But go ahead and add a tablespoon of that. And just stir that in. And make sure you get everything coated in your egg mixture. And now we're going to add either a teaspoon of fresh chopped chives or like 1/4 teaspoon of dried. Because remember, the dried is like a concentrate. But go ahead and dump that in. I wanted to get fresh last night, but Walmart was out. Of all things, they're out of the fresh chives. But dried is just as good. Okay. You're going to have that all stirred up. Shake it down a little bit. Clean off your fork. You can see you've got a nice little 1/2 mug full there. Don't want to dump it over. We're going to put it in for 1 minute and check on it. I know, how often do I say, use a regular sized mug? Get my stuff cleaned up. Used up my seafood seasoning. I'm going to need to buy some more. And this is honestly a meal that you can, even just a tiny little meal, you can have it any time of the day. You don't need to have it for breakfast or supper. It's a crab quiche, so it's fancy enough for any time. We're going to check on it here in 20 seconds. Like I said, you can have the rest of the roll for breakfast or dinner or something. Put the rest of my crab in the fridge. Make this again. Okay, now we're going to check on it. It's slightly starting to puff up, but we're going to put it, oh, that smells really, really good. We're going to put it in for 30 more seconds because we can still see some liquid in the middle. Get this cool little Dungeons and Dragons shirt. When they're $6 at Gabe's, what are you gonna do? Yay for bargains. That's what I like to look for. Get it, kitty. Elsa, where'd you go to? Trying to find Elsa so she could say hi to you guys, but she has disappeared. Not sure where her little jingle bell got to. Okay. Let me just poke it a little bit. Okay, I am going to do it for another 30 seconds because it is just almost there. With this one, you don't want to overcook it, so it's smart to do it for a minute and then in 30-second intervals to see how it goes. Kitty. I'm hearing the jingle bell. Just not sure where it's at. Kitty. Somebody is in a playful mood. Wow! When you do it these final 30 seconds, you are not going to believe how much it puffs up. See if you guys can see it lowering. Don't worry. When you see it puff up that much, it's a shock every time. Because because it grows to about twice the length of the mug. But this is one thing that's going to puff up, but not pour over. And as soon as you take it out, it's going to puff, it's going to sink back down to where it should be. And that is when you know it's done. When it has risen that much and it sinks back down, it's done. Crab seafood chives. See how awesome that looks? You just made the perfect mini quiche in the microwave in under 10 minutes. And it only took like 2 minutes of cooking time. You know what? I'm going to try this. Try not to burn my tongue. Please don't burn your tongue. That is phenomenal. Well, I'm going to let it cool. I'm going to finish off the rest of it then. You guys try this. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you to my new subscribers. And I'll see you next week. Shoot me some requests.